So today this is a part of my foot series, and so once your feet are really warmed up and stretched and we move them around a bit, we're able to head into some foot strengthening movement that I'm going to show here. So these are going to be two different isometrics to strengthen the front and the back of your foot, so we can start to strengthen up that arch again using the foot muscles intrinsically, and overall make you feel a lot more stable, and walking around and running just gets a lot easier when your feet work really well and are very strong. So this one, you're not going to need anything at all besides maybe a block or a pillow for our plantar flexion. That just helps us sit a little bit more comfortably, and since I mentioned that, let's start with that. So we're going to start on the knees, and you're just going to sit back in the kneeling position. For some of us, you might need to sit either on a block or a pillow. So I have both of these here. Pillow looks like this, but ideally just finding a comfy stretch. I know it might not be too comfy at first, but after you hold it for 30 to 60 seconds, it should be a position that you're able to hang out in for the duration of the isometrics. So use the pillow, use the block if you need it. There's no shame in that ever. Okay, so once you found what you need, I think I'm going to opt for this little block today. We're going to go ahead and take a seat back on the tops of the feet here. Very good. And this is where our isometric begins. So if you're still feeling quite tight here, and I like to tell my clients, like, if this stretch is over a 5 out of 10, 10 being the most stretch you've ever felt, I want you to hang out here for at least 60 seconds to 2 minutes, just holding the stretch. If this isn't too bad and you're ready to hop on into it, I'll show you what those look like. So you're holding that stretch, and now we're going to start with the isometric. So you're going to think about, for our rails contraction, or excuse me, our pales, you're going to be pushing into the floor. So you're just going to think about pushing those toes into the floor. They're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to look like they're doing anything. And then we'll have a big breath. We'll inhale, we'll restart. And then you'll think about curling these toes in towards your body. Again, you're not going to see a lot of motion, if not at all, because I'm sitting on the feet. We're going to repeat that for around 3 to 5 rounds, going for around 5 to 10 seconds on that isometric. All right, I will demonstrate. So we're going to start with that pales contraction, which just means progressive. So we're pushing down into the floor. So I'm going to do that for 10, 9, 8, 7, pushing as much as I feel comfortable for, 6, 5, building up over time, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. I'm really starting to feel that top of the foot turn on. Take a big breath, and now I'm going to think about squeezing those feet up and towards my body, almost like they were making an arch. And I'm going to do that for 10, 9, starting off nice and slow with how much I'm squeezing, and increasing it over the 10 seconds. We're going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. And again, what I was trying to speak about, which I probably should have done it before. So I want to start with like a little push, and then as I get to the 10th second, I'm pushing a little bit more maximally. So I'm not just going into my deepest contraction. While that's fine, you might cramp, so that's why I'm telling you that. So take it easy to begin with. All right, we're going to do 2 more rounds just like that. I'll do 1 more round with you here. So we're going to think about pushing those feet into the floor for 10, 9, 8, push harder, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, breathe in, and now think about squeezing those feet into the body for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, see, it barely looks like my toes are moving, 3, 2, 1, nice. Okay, you're going to repeat that somewhere between 2 and 5 rounds. I suggest most people get 3, and then we'll move on to the dorsiflexion. So it's going to be the same exact thing, except this time my toes are tucked under. So I'm just tucking those toes under, sitting back towards my feet, and just like with that last stretch, we need to find a comfy position for you. So for some people that might be putting the hands on the floor, that is totally okay. For some people that means me coming up to the legs, but just find your comfy. For me right now, this is not feeling so comfortable. So I would say if that's you, sit in this position for somewhere between 60 seconds to 2 minutes before starting these. All right, and then we'll start with that contraction. So same as before, but I'm just helping sure my toes are tucked under here. Sometimes one of them doesn't like to tuck. We're going to think about pushing those feet down into the floor for 10 seconds, and then think about curling them in towards the body for 10. I'm going to place my hands on the floor right now, as this tends to feel a little bit more comfy for my body, so do what feels best for you. All right, I'm gonna think about pushing those feet down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe in. Maybe you come out of the stretch for a second if you need to, of course. And then the second one is gonna think about lifting those toes up and off the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same as that other exercise, you're gonna repeat it for somewhere between 2 and 5 rounds. I think the sweet spot for me and most of my clients is 3. And something like this is going to build lasting strength into the muscles of the top and the bottom side of the foot. So this is something that if you are having foot pain or foot aches or anything like that, that you can add into your routine a couple times a week and see a lot of amazing pain relief benefits from. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching today. Subscribe for more.